Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome along to another vlog episode. We've done another week. Done and dusted, Adam. It's in the book once again. And what a show it was. Mark was an absolutely unbelievable guest. Unbelievable. The stories he had to tell, his thoughts and opinions on the game at the moment. It was just a brilliant chat. Really, really impressed, and probably one of the best guests I think we've had on the show.
It's getting hard at this stage, isn't it? Can you remember early days when we said we didn't really want to do it with guests? We wanted to do it just on our own.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the changes that we've had to make over time. Like we sort of felt like our hand was forced with it, and I think as each week goes on, we realise how important the guests are to making each show more and more entertaining. I think we're growing in, like this week, I think what's been highlighted to me is like growing into an interview style where we're not just positioning bits of news and then, like with Russell Claydon, because of what had happened, we very much were positioning bits of news and asking for his response on it.
Yeah.
When I'm sure over the years he's got many stories that he could have told, but we didn't really pull those out of him. Whereas last week, I think we started to build on something that we really developed this week through just asking stories of Mark and finding out his time in the game. And he's been in management 20 years, and the more you think about it, you only need to be in a game for 5 years to have a world of stories to tell about it. Do you know what I mean?
And I think the good thing as well, because our audience is the way that our audience are, we've got people from all different aspects of the game who all know each other. So they've all got stories to tell. So like the moon boot story that was in the chat tonight was absolutely superb. But we wouldn't have been able to ask that without our audience being there. So that for me is really, really important. And just goes to show that our audience do want this type of content as well. And obviously moving forward, that will be something that we have to think about. How do we get those stories and those chats in the live show that we do at the moment? Because as we well know, if there's news to talk about, if there's results tables and stuff like that, we were doing a 2-hour show without even having a proper guest on previously. If we have a guest on, I think we might have to start separating the show in some way, because realistically we can't have a guest get the kind of stories and get the good bits out of that we can if we've then got all of this other stuff to do. I think we might have to start separating the show a little bit, but we talked about that a little bit before we kind of pressed the record button, didn't we?
Yeah, I know Russell from Bury was mentioned today in the show, and it's quite apt really, because he was on a show where we were combining a few different bits of chat one week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he had a slightly shorter segment, didn't he? And now I look back and I think I don't know if we did him justice with the amount of time that we gave him.
Yeah.
And
it's all part of the learning curve, though, isn't it? This is as the show evolves, we're going to get better at this. We're going to have a better understanding about what you guys want, what we think works, and just evolving the show. And as you said, these past 2 weeks have been an absolutely massive learning curve for both of us. So I'm glad it's happened, because we've now kind of broadened our minds a little bit about what works for the show.
I think as well, like the last 2 weeks have taught me that you can have a really positive and uplifting chat in some of the darkest of times, and it makes you feel a bit better. I went into tonight feeling pretty miserable, to be honest. And
same.
This morning I felt a bit rough, and I sent you a message. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then I come out feeling completely different just because I had a good laugh. I've interacted with a community and stuff. And I think, again, back to when we interviewed Russell, we got some great points out of it, but it was a far more serious chat.
Yeah.
Like a far more serious chat. And I think
true.
if you can feel the mood within yourself, that's going to be what translates to everyone else. And I think right now, like, it's really difficult. It's a tough crack on Russell, because he added far more to that discussion than we ever could on our own. Because of the industry he's in, he was able to position things in ways that we couldn't, and he gave some great opinions. But having that light-hearted chat at the moment, with everything that's going on in the world,
I think is needed.
Yeah, with all of the doubt about when everything's going to be okay and when we can go off and enjoy our holidays again, you know, when we can live more normal lives, we just need to reminisce and think about those times when things were a bit more fun. Because not for one moment did I think tonight when we were going through those stories about the fact that I couldn't live that life tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was there in the moment with Mark as he spoke about being bundled on the floor in celebration and his moon boots being taken away. I was there in the moment when he was talking about people taking the piss out of him, when people said about the fact that, you know, if he got sent off, he'd be getting absolutely ripped on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You're living those stories for the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't,
No,
how did you feel about it going through that?
I needed it, to be honest. I've mentioned on the show the last couple of weeks for me haven't been great. I felt like I've just been kind of going from one day to the other, and you blink, and next thing you know, it's Friday evening. We haven't done anything. We've checked in on each other, but we haven't really chatted like we have done before.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Saturday, Sunday go within a blink of an eye, and then you're right back to Monday again, and then it's like, oh, okay, I actually better start doing something now.
Yeah, you feel thrown into it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the lighthearted stuff is really good, but obviously we've got a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we need to be doing a lot more. And, you know, and today has been a real good day for that, because it's kind of it's got me in that mindset of getting back in control of it.
Yeah.
And even my wife commented just a few moments ago, said, you and Adam haven't had a proper chat in a long time, like where you sit down and actually go through the channel and talk about things. I said, no, we really haven't.
It's been a month. It has been a month.
Yeah.
And that's too long for us.
Yeah.
But if you remember, we go back a few vlogs, we got 1 month of guests planned. Now, I don't know if we've rested on our laurels a bit because that was planned, but it's felt a lot more comfortable by the same measure for us to have those people in the bag and to know that's that bit of the show we haven't got to sort out. But what I'd say by the same token is that we've got full lighting rig, and never have we spoken to each other about sorting that out so that we both know what settings we're using.
No, I know, it's mental. It
hasn't happened. So, you know, that's been improved. Like, we've got the cameras and there's some settings that you can mess about with on those. Haven't explored them whatsoever. We've just plugged and play and
away we go. Yeah. Where we go.
We're probably not discussing content and what we want to put in it as much. We know that we want to put Twitch live, and you've done a bit on that today. I've had a look into some bits on it, on what it offers and what sort of numbers we could expect, and it's going to be worthwhile to grow a new audience, and that's what it'll be. It's not going to be instant hit. It's going to be growing a new audience, but we haven't done anything with it yet. We've known in our minds that we need to do something else since we got put on a partner program with StreamYard.
Yeah.
And that was a few weeks ago now.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. No, I needed this week. I needed tonight's show. I needed a bit of a pick me up and a bit of a laugh. I've just been too bogged down with different bits and pieces. And I said to my wife, when I finished my work shift today, I need to start putting the amount of focus and time into what I'm doing outside of work as to what I'm doing at work.
Yeah.
Because the focus recently is just the focus recently has been 100% on work. I've been waking up earlier to get myself set up at work. I've been starting at least 20 minutes early before my shift does, working through my lunch breaks. I'm then logging off at 5, wait until my son goes to sleep, and then jumping back on the computer at 7 o'clock and working through till 9. That's not healthy, and I've been doing that pretty much every day throughout January. It's just I can't sustain it anymore.
It's an odd one because I know we've said in the past that the show creates a lot of work, but when it's work that you enjoy and want to do something with, and
you don't mind doing it.
No, you don't. And I've said, like, you're working for a community. You're working for people that truly appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah,
and admittedly, I think that's why it's hurt in the past when we've had a bit of kickback over a couple of things.
Yeah,
because generally the response is people appreciate it, and we put the time into trying to do it in a way where it's sort of neutral and it hits as many.
Oh God, don't say neutral, Jesus.
You know, do you know what I mean?
Get stick for that. Fuck
yeah,
me.
I know, but like it's a real tough one, and I enjoy doing it for the fact that it's something that I don't mind putting my time into something I enjoy. I think.
Still blocked, by the way.
Still blocked. Yeah, I'm not expecting that to change.
Oh, dear me,
I
pathetic.
don't, I
Anyway,
don't care about it either. To be
no,
fair,
no, I've moved on now. I'm just like, are we? Oh, okay, yeah, we still are. We still are. All right, fine, that's fine. We'll move on.
haven't even checked since that fateful day.
No, that's it. But we do have some really, really good news, and we mentioned it on the live show. So for those of you who were watching the live show and were aware of it, we have been in contact today, actually, about an agreement with Your Shirts, obviously one of the main sponsors of the show. We are going to be releasing some merchandise very shortly, courtesy of their website. So we've got to talk to them about what kind of things you guys want on there. So if you do have preferences, whether you want hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, hats, whatever the case may be, we need to get a bit of an idea from you guys as to what you want. We will be putting up a community tab about this on YouTube, which obviously is the main place you'll be watching this video. So there will be some stuff in a survey for you guys to kind of complete, and just to let us know what you would want. Really, if we were going to be offering something, what would you want? We've talked, so we've talked to Your Shirts about that. So we should have a site being sorted out over the course of the next week. So hopefully, come mid-February, we should have some more details to be announced shortly, which is really, really pleasing, because we've been in discussions with them for months about this, haven't we? We've been trying to sort something out. It's just knowing what the right thing to do is and the right way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, to say that Grant is somebody that is pushing us on is an absolute understatement.
Yeah.
He's devised big plans in terms of things that we can do to help further ourselves.
Yeah.
And there's a few people in our community that have been like that. Another one I'd mention is Steve from Ipswich Wanderers. And they have ideas for us and things that can move us forward, and we appreciate that so much. But Grant is a bit of a visionary, so he really has these ideas and knows how to make them happen. He came to us originally with some ideas for merchandise in terms of things for us to wear to brand the channel up a bit. And James, is wearing his jumper today. But
every week
we've got bobble hats, we've got coats. I don't know if you've worn the coat yet, James, but that coat is incredible. I wear it everywhere.
No, I haven't worn the coat yet, to be honest. This hoodie gets hung away the moment I'm done with the show and only comes out for the show.
Oh, I practically live in mine, which means it's nearly always in the wash on a Monday, which is the problem. I might have to buy myself a second one, to be honest. But they're class.
You might be able to soon.
Yeah. And they're vegan friendly, James.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love a vegan friendly hoodie.
Yeah. So we've got that news coming out, which is really exciting. I think that's probably been the biggest update that we've had this week. Is that we've got that coming on board. And yeah, I said I'm really excited to be able to launch it. It's something we've been talking about for weeks. I think the one thing we don't want to do is kind of announce that we're going to be doing stuff and then kind of overpricing it and just put out kind of markers on there which aren't achievable. Because I'm not going to give the person credit for this or at least highlight them, but I saw somebody released a t-shirt the other day which literally only had a couple of words on it and was 25 quid. I mean, that's just absolutely ludicrous prices. And I said it to Grant today. I said, if we start doing this and some of our prices are like that, I'm not in.
I was going to say, for me, it's not going to be on offer. It's the same with in terms of margins and stuff on it. It's going to be a case of keeping it low. I'd rather people are wearing something with our brand on, walking around with it, and then someone says, "Oh, what's the Suffolk non-league show?" And then we get spoken about, because that results in growth, and growth results in more people talking about non-league football in Suffolk, which is that's the goal.
The biggest and important thing. If you ever see me charging 25 quid for a t-shirt, I give you permission to slap me around the face next time you see me, and we're allowed to being within social distancing of each other. I give you permission.
Hopefully the 9th of March, and I'll be able to just give you a big old slap anyway, James. all being well.
This is for not talking to me in January.
Yeah.
Face.
Yeah, that needs to be your February resolution, James. We need to talk to each other more to try and.
Yes, yeah, we do. And it's not been for the want of trying or lack of effort. It's just been that we've both been absolutely manic. But you know, that's changing. We're changing today. We're going to sort things out moving forward. So we will be back on track. And you guys will be able to see more stuff from us over the next coming weeks and months, etc. I'm really looking forward to what we've got coming up over the next few months. I know there's so much uncertainty up ahead of season. When is it going to finish? When's it not, etc. But I'm now starting to put in place little tiny stepping stones to something much, much bigger. And trust me, all of this is going to start paying off and really start paying off when we get the football season back up and running, because we're going to be in such a better position where we know where we want to go. We know the direction of the channel. It's just going to be brilliant. I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. I'm in such a good mood about everything after today.
6 months of interviews that are as good as the last couple that we've done would be quite an achievement.
Exactly.
To be fair, I mean, one of the key markers for me is like that we keep it going, because if we're keeping an audience here now, then when football does start and everyone's got the buzz for it, I think
they know where to go.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a bit stratospheric by that point, because then everyone will be saying, football's back, let's just hear about it, let's talk about it, let's all pile in. And then Monday night, it'll always be the place to be. Yep. I appreciate at the moment it's hard to find the motivation to talk about football when it's not happening at this level. So we appreciate each and every one of you that decides to drop in whenever you do, you know.
Yep. And I think the more stories that we're able to find over the next few months, which will be good for you, because it won't be the same comments and same conversation all the time about the season finishing, when it won't, etc., etc. We're going to have more stories to tell. There'll be more, more for you to listen to, which is the main thing. And as Adam said, we know this is the only place to be on a Monday night. This is the main show. This is the main non-league show in this area. Other people have come and gone, but we will be here. We have continued to be here, and we will be here for the long haul. We're not in it for the views. We're not in it for the clout. We're not in it because we care about the numbers, etc. We are here because we care about this community and we care about the people involved in it. So we will continue to be here. And I'm just, like I said, I'm proud of what we've done, but it's just the beginning. We've got a lot to do, but we are gradually getting there. And it's all thanks to you guys. That's the main thing. It all comes back to that. It's all back to you and the community. 6
months next week, James. How are you celebrating?
How will I celebrate? Is it next week? Is it 6 weeks? Is it 6 months?
Yeah.
We might have to have a bit of a think about that.
Yeah.
Might get some party poppers in for the live show.
I'll tell you what, I reckon party poppers are one of those things that have gone away with COVID, like verrucas and chicken pox. No one's celebrating anything anymore. Anyone that makes party poppers is well long out of business.
Yeah, very true. Very true. But yeah, that will bring another vlog episode to a whole. Thank you so much, Adam, for joining me once again after tonight's live show.
Thank you very much,
if you are one of those people that watch this video and you've watched it right to the very end, Adam, who's coming on next week's show? You'll be the first to know about it, guys. Who's coming on, Adam?
Anton Clark is going to be our guest next week. Stowmarket Town stalwart. Looking forward to having Anton on.
Yeah, that is going to be a great show. If you are watching to this point, put it down in the comment section that you have done, just so we know. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you've enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss out on any future videos when they go live. But until next time, thank you very much as always. Adios.